Krista Moser here. Today I get to show you my latest pattern. I'm so excited about this. I love snowflakes. This is Snowflake Lane. Brand new, coming out this week, and it's going to be very exciting because it's very simple to do, but I kind of changed it up a little and I did 2 scales of blocks. So we've got a large snowflake and a small snowflake, and each one uses different lines on the mini ruler. So this one is built for the mini ruler. 4.5 inch 60-degree diamond mini ruler by Creative Grids. So let me show you how simple this is and how it works. What I've got here is just a white strip. So I'm just going to cut some of my snowflake points here. So here, I've opened it to a single layer. I kind of like to do that, just cutting through one layer when I'm doing angled cuts. You actually get more cuts per strip. And it also keeps your bias and straight of grain in the same direction, and that can be important. It actually is just pretty helpful to do for something like this. So I opened it to a single layer, pretty side up or right side up. Now all I need to do from my salvage end is I need to get myself a 60-degree angle. So the first cut is just going to be that. I'm going to line up the top of the ruler along the edge of the strip, and I'm just going to trim the end off so I get a nice clean start. So I'm coming back here like this, and then I'm going to scoot the ruler back so that my 3.5 inch diamond line hits that clean edge, because I just need a series of 3.5 inch diamonds. So I'm just going to cut here and trim the nose off, or the tip off. That will help with piecing accuracy later. And I just keep moving down the strip, one cut after another, always lining up my 3.5 inch diamond line into the ruler. Do a series of those. Each snowflake needs 12 of those cuts. So I've just cut a few here. Now for the next cut. So to turn this from a diamond into this snowflake piece, let me show you how that works. I'm going to turn these around and I'm going to stack a few. So here, just kind of stack them up. If you've got a very sharp rotary blade, you might be able to do 4 layers. Maybe just do 2 to be safe. Here we've got them all stacked up. Now what I'm going to use is the Hexagon lines. So the mini ruler actually has 4 sizes of hexagons: 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, and 4.5. So I'm going to use the 3.5 inch line. So I had the ruler this way to cut my diamonds. Now I'm going to turn the ruler this way, and I'm looking for the white dashed lines. Right along here, it says 3.5 inch hexagon, and those are white dashed lines. So you're looking for those on your ruler. I'm just nestling that in. The edge of the ruler goes here, and that white dashed line follows right around, and I'm just going to remove this point here. So there we go. 2 of these back to back create my my snowflake unit. So we're not going to use those just yet. I need to do some triangle cuts. So I've got my black, my background. This one you can leave as 2 layers. That's not so bad. So I've just got that one here. Now I'm going to take, and I'm just lining this one up on the 2 inch. It's also a white dashed line, and it's right between the 1.5 and the 2.5 inch dash lines. There isn't a 2 inch mark on it, but it is the 2 inch line. I'll turn that and then rotate the ruler to get my next set. Made quite a few of these. And again, just work your way across the strip. And I'll just cut one more. Okay. So just like that. Now you know what I'm going to do with this? I'm actually going to take the tip of the ruler and I'm going to cut off the other 2 points of that triangle. I'm going to trim those off flat. That is an extra step that I often do with smaller piecing like this, because it will make your accuracy so much better. It is an extra step. It feels kind of tedious, but I'm telling you, it's going to make a big difference. So just while you're at it, you've got your pieces laid out here. Take the nose of the ruler and just go ahead and flatten those tips. Do the next ones. gives you that perfect little 1/4 inch matchup point. And I will show you that next. Okay, so this is how it goes together. You're going to take your teardrop shape, your flattened diamond, and you're going to take some of these triangles and put them on either end. Now here's the nice thing about those flat tips that I just showed you. You can lay this triangle down and you've got these perfect little match-up points. Those flat tips match perfectly with the edge of this white piece. So when you sew your 1/4 inch seam, you know just where you're at. No guessing, no just eyeballing it. You can do that, of course, if that's more your style, but this really gives you a perfect match-up point. So you do your 1/4 inch seam on both of those, and then we're going to press them, and everything lines up just beautifully. So here I've done that. You can see. This is my unit once everything's sewed. So I sewed this one and then this one, and here's what I did. If you'll notice, I pressed one of these out and one of them in, and you know why? Because then I can nest my seams. We're going to put some of these units together, and it's important. It doesn't really matter if you put this one in and this one out, or the way I've done it here where this one's out and this one's in, as long as you're consistent, because these things are going to back up to each other and then your seams will nest, and that's really, really helpful. So I've done 2 of these. Here you see them. Both of them, with the right seam here is pressed out and the left seam is coming in. And so when I turn this way, you can see, because these are going to get sewn together, you can see how this will just nest perfectly. So you don't have to worry about matching up so much, because they will lock in together, and you go to sew this seam and everything comes together just beautifully. So we're going to match those up like this. And then I had cut some larger triangles earlier. So in the same way, it was a strip like this, cutting my big triangles, just like I did the little ones. And one goes here, and one goes here. So you're going to sew these seams. Those also get pressed one way or another way. And because when we put all of these together, 6 units like this create a snowflake. So here you see the back of one of them I've got done. This seam has been pressed open. When these triangles were put on, then this one was pressed in, and then this one was pressed out. And that's great, because each one is done that way. You work your way all the way around the snowflake, and you've got nesting all the way around. So works out really well and makes it a little bit more foolproof. So here, let me lay this out. You've got this one here. You're going to do 3 and 3, so you don't have to do Y seams. So that creates a half snowflake. And then you would do the other 3, that unit, just like this. Typically we'll keep them as 2 halves, however some of them we join together as we build the units and the rows. So they're going to be built into units going this way, kind of gentle diagonal rows. And the small one is done in the exact same manner, it's just a little bit smaller. So we've got 2 scales here, and then of course the buffalo check background. Once I sew all these together, it will be like this. So here I have a whole snowflake in the large scale size, and that's what's going to happen with this one. Or I'll leave it as 2 halves if that's the way it fits into the background. So very fun process, really straightforward and easy to do, and so dramatic. Such a dynamic look for something that's so simple. It's just a few pieces, as you could see the way I built those triangle units and joined them together. So what we're going to do with this, we did a quilt along last year, last Christmas leading up through the fall. We did it with the wreath quilt sampler, and so many of you guys have been asking me all year long for another sew along. So we're going to do this as a sew along. So if you'd like to join that, coming up October 26th, we're going to start 6 weeks. I'm going to teach each week a new tutorial. This is not going to be on YouTube though. It will be in a private Facebook group. So it's only for those that bought the pattern. And we're going to do a new lesson each week where I'll teach you a little tutorial. I'll include all my little tips and tricks for how to assemble and get the best results out of your piecing and your cutting. And we're going to start on October 26th and then work our way through for 6 weeks until you have the whole thing done. So if you'd like to join in, I would love to have you. It's going to be a private Facebook group, and all of those lessons are going to be there. So it'll be kind of like an ongoing class. And everybody in the group last year it just became this great chatty group of quilters, so friendly, encouraging each other. It was really, really fun, so I'm kind of looking forward to it. So if you want the pattern, here it is, Snowflake Lane. You can see it's a booklet style with all the instructions, more than what I just shared with you. It also comes with a lap size or a wall hanging size. So let me show you that now. If the large black and white version isn't your thing and you would rather do like an icicle one, I thought so. So I went ahead and made it in blues and whites. And you can kind of see, let me see if I can show you more. So here it is. This is the wall hanging size. So it's going to be 2 large snowflakes and 2 small snowflakes with this checkerboard background, and it's just perfect for a wall or a lap size. So you can do that size too. It's included in the pattern. And last but not least, we made kit. So here is the kit. You can see black, gray, and white, and it includes the pattern. Now we only kitted the large size in the black and white version, so please don't ask for this. I don't have any of the fabric. I know it's beautiful, but I'm sure you can find blues if you go looking. But we have the black and white version. The kit includes the pattern, and if you buy the pattern and you want to join the sew along, you're going to get something on your receipt that gives you instructions on how to find it on Facebook, the instructions for accessing the group. So that's how you can join in, and it'll be fun. So I hope you enjoyed this. I'm excited about my new pattern. I'd love to have you join the quilt along, the sew along, coming up on October 26th. We'll have a good holiday season. Thanks for watching.